Ooh, yeah, so right now I am just deciding to relocate my records I'm going to see how many can actually fit under here. I'm thinking maybe almost all of these might be able to. And I still have probably about this much more, that much more tucked away in my Magnavox turntable console. And then I have a bunch of my laser discs underneath my virtual pinball machine in the man cave. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to see how many I can fit under here. And I also went live today because I just wanted to show one use case for me having a TV behind my projector screen. So I needed the lights on. So now I'm actually using this TV. And I was going to turn on the Rockets game, but I noticed they were getting blown out by the Kings by 20 points. That's not good. I might watch some highlights later, but yeah, that's about it for that one. But yeah, so I'm gonna watch Star Trek, and then I'll try to just put these in alphabetical order. In here, I don't know. I might go. I might start off with soundtracks first. I think that's actually what I do have kind of going on right now. Soundtracks first, and then alphabetical after that. You know, combined with maybe some newer pickups to go at the front. And the crap I have up there, I actually have a few. Oh yeah, the cases for my movie reliquary prop things. And then I have a broken bobblehead, then a box for the other bobblehead, and 360 Connect games. Because the Connect is still fun for what it is. You know, it's good for party games, you know, and good for kids because they don't have to play with anything. I noticed one thing going on with like some of my my friends that have kids in similar age. Apparently, one popular thing I've noticed now is kids dance to YouTube clips of like DDR or Just Dance, and they think they're involved in the game, but they're actually not. It was really a weird experience. Yeah, I was watching it at like a New Year's Eve party, and then I noticed, I was like, do these kids think they're actually in this game? Because they're not. But if they were playing the Connect, they would be. Like it would actually be tracking their movements and crap. And then I noticed another one of my kids' friends on Facebook kind of was doing the same thing. I'm just like, okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. You know, if the kids don't even care, I would think like that would be kind of like pointless if nobody's tracking your movements. Like, why would you even be dancing? But anyway, it's fun. But anyway, yeah. So that's my that's my reasoning for still having a Connect and still having some Connect games. I have actually a modded 360, but I wouldn't just pull that out for Connect stuff. So I had that for the non-modded systems. But yeah, so just kind of showing real briefly the kind of records I have. This, and I'll have to find my Power Slave record, or a couple of the first records I ever purchased. This was back in around 2003 or so. That actually says 1012. Maybe I got this later on. I might have got this one later on, but my Power Slave record I got when I was in high school, which would have been before 05. It was probably around 02 or 03. And I think I gave this record to my friend Brian, and I think I might have found this record. If that is a date up top, I might have found this record later on from the same store, Music Town, for cheap. Picked it up. Now that same record store, which is my favorite record store, is very much noticed how much records can go for based on their release date and if they're first pressings and such. And I tend to think that they're probably, yeah, I'm sure some of them can do that, but I don't know. Like, I still have a hard time imagining people dropping like $200 on like a first pressing of Led Zeppelin 3. It's like when, like, literally in the rack to the left of it was a decently good looking Led Zeppelin 3 record, but it was like $30. I'm like, this, the first pressing, there's actually, this is a funny thing with records. There's actually more, I've been told this, I wanted to say I was even told this from the same record store, or maybe it was a different record store. It is more common to see a first pressing of a record than other pressings of a record, because back then, that's when they sold the most of them, was when they first came out. You know, unless it was like a obscure band and people found them later on. But, you know, Led Zeppelin was not obscure by the third record. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, here's some of my other stuff. Here I have Astros 82, which is like, I think this might have came out of like a magazine or something. I need to play this again, but yeah, you can play this, but it feels just like paper. It's really weird. I bought this a long time ago. Yeah, yes you can. Actually, not too long ago. It says 2020. I think I bought this a long time ago. Oh, I might just be using this bag. I think, oh yeah, that's right. I did buy this a long time ago, but I put it in this sleeve from a different 45. So I'm gonna keep that off to the side so I don't break it. And this I actually bought before kids, but I thought it was just hilarious. Cookie Monster music. So that would be cool. Top Gun soundtrack. Can't live without that. Thriller. I've heard good things. I'm just kidding. 2 copies of Harvest, because one of them is pretty banged up. And that one's pretty banged up too. I don't think that was my dad's. A lot of these records were also my dad's, or I don't know about a lot, but my dad and my mom's, I'd have to separate them out. There's probably like this many, not saying that these are them, but there's probably like this many of their records in here. And the rest of them I've just kind of accumulated. Orphanland, awesome Israeli metal band for whoever listens to them. And this one's autographed. They actually, cool thing is they're a small enough band, they still autograph their records if you're buying through their website, so highly recommend going to their website and buying them there. This unknown band called Metallica, they're pretty decent. I recommend them. Hopefully they get big one day. Megadeth, that's actually their first record. And this is the non-remastered version. Non-remastered, because Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, destroyed a lot of his records later on by re-recording the vocals and not releasing the originals again. I haven't fully looked into that since he did that. Maybe he released the originals again afterwards. I can't remember. But it's just really awkward listening to like albums from the 80s and then you hear like his vocals like when he was like 50 years old in the background, which he still actually sounds good, but he sings his stuff completely different now. It's just like, I want to listen to how it sounded originally. Judas Priest. My youngest son is actually a Judas Priest fan. Or at least of 2 or 3 of their songs. It's pretty awesome. Jethro Tull. Love Jethro Tull. And for some reason, I'm having a hard time speaking right now. I might have to cut this video short. I don't have anybody online anyway. And then this one, I really like. It is Willie Nelson 45, Roll Me Up, Smoke Me When I Die, featuring Snoop Dogg. Yep, and this was actually purchased before I won a Willie Nelson truck, which is kind of funny. Yeah, this is how it looks. Kind of looks like some sort of plant. Get my drift? Willie Nelson plant. Yeah, this is a cool 45 record. I've listened to it a few times. But yeah, oh, and then this, before I sign off here, this is a pretty cool one. It's Mars Volta. You know, take it or leave it on how you like them. I think they're really good. Especially if you see them live, they're really good there. God, are they still a band? I thought they might have been coming back, but this is really cool. This came out a long time ago. It is a 45 single But on the back, it's a CD. Isn't that cool? I don't think I've never seen anything like it ever since or before. I really wish they did more of this. This is, I mean, they have no reason to now because CDs don't sell good anymore, but this is just so cool. I actually misplaced this a long time ago, and then I found it again. I was like, I was happy to get it back my possession. I mean, it never left my possession, but I was happy to find it. This is a really cool. It's probably not worth much, but it's a really cool thing to have. Yeah, I highly recommend picking that up just for the novelty of it. Yeah. And then, yeah, these are some more of my obscure ones. And then a friend of mine gave me this picture disc, Motorhead. It's pretty awesome. I don't play it too often, but it's pretty awesome. And I know it's a picture disc, but, you know, it was a gift first and foremost, but it's just cool. It's just really cool. And I'll just go on my little tangent about picture discs for a minute. Yeah, so picture discs, they don't sound as good as just like a straight up like regular vinyl. You know, even a colored vinyl is would sound better than a picture disc. Picture discs, they're not meant to be played. So just let that be a lesson to you guys. I mean, if it's the only version of the record you can find, fine. And if you know you're only going to play the record once or twice in your whole lifetime, then who cares? Then who cares? Just buy what you want to buy. But if you're buying a record to listen to it, I recommend not buying a picture disc. And I made that mistake when I was rebuying Iron Maiden records. So I think I have one or two Iron Maiden picture discs, and I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I'd rather just have a pressing that wasn't a picture disc. Anywho, I'll have to go over my records again sometime. I have my video game soundtrack records from Datadiscs are out of reach right now, and I have like Evergrey and Opeth, and I have the Blade Runner 2049 soundtrack in the other room. But what else do I have? The Tron, the new vinyl and the old vinyls. I have those. Got Hendrix here. It's funny, I had the Cheech and Chong record with the giant blunt papers, one without. Just kind of told a funny story from my parents about that. So let's leave it at that one. But yeah, good stuff. I'm trying to just see. I have some cool ones here. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. It's the Story of Star Wars on record, on vinyl. Urban Cowboy. Yeah, you gotta own a copy of Urban Cowboy if you live in Houston. That's where it was filmed. Oh yeah, this was actually one of my very first records I ever bought before they got popular again. It's early 2000s. It's like a cool little compilation from the 80s. I don't think there's any like the big four in it or on it at all. Anathema. If any of you like guys like Anathema, we should be best friends. But yeah, I really like their stuff, their later stuff after they became surprisingly not super metal. I liked it when they got more progressive. It was pretty cool stuff. Acid Bath. Really, really, really cool band. They only have 2 records, but really good stuff. Dax Riggs, the vocalist, still makes stuff. I need to listen to his stuff more. David Bowie. Oh, the new Black Sabbath record. That was a good one. Valium 4. Just gonna thumb through it. And yeah, when I was still collecting vinyls like crazy, which I really don't too much now, I just kind of got back into it just for like a second. But this was what I was collecting first and foremost, big time, before I got back into video games in like the early 2010s. This is what I was collecting from like 2009 to 2013 or 14 maybe. 2009, 2013. Me and my friends are collecting records. That's when I was collecting them big time. And then right after that, I started collecting video games mainly, and then this kind of went to the wayside, but I still listened to them. Still really liked them. At the time, I kind of felt like they were getting a little too expensive, and then I kind of got out of it. Now, they're getting like insanely expensive. The Guns N' Roses record collection now costs $500. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. So yeah, records have actually gone way the heck up. In terms of like the new stuff they put out now, but people buy it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in today. I just wanted to show my record collection, and hopefully I can get it all in this cabinet. And I'll have to post a follow-up video whenever I get everything all situated again. Peace. Bye.